appropriately. I can still see Samsung SM. Please kindly rename your devices so we know those who are joining. And we're very sure that we are not hackers. Good evening, everyone, once again. It's my pleasure to be hosting and moderating tonight. It's such a pleasure to have everyone around here today again. And I am so excited about tonight's session because our doctor is the one that is going to give us the effective submission writing for public service professionals. Amazing. As you all know, submission writing is one of the major and core communication tools in civil service. And we cannot afford to miss tonight's session. Okay, so before we begin, I would appreciate that we fill the attendance link. I've just dropped it again. If you're unable to join, please share the link on your various platforms as well. I know that we are streaming live on YouTube, so that can also help accommodate more people. We are just 70 on this call. So the YouTube link is also going to be dropped. I'm sure those who are already familiar with going back to read up the materials, they already know where to find the link. It's Dr. Bolabo Okudero on YouTube. Thank you very much. So before we begin today, can everybody hear me? Please, can somebody say something on the, okay, I see someone saying good evening. Please, can we make the chat box buzz a bit? Let me see your emojis. Let me know you're with me on this call before we dive straight into today's topic. I can't see emojis. I can't see any comment on the chat. Is it my network? Or can anybody hear me? It's just to be sure. Okay. We are going to be responding to questions later. Okay. But I see your hands. I see someone raising up a hand. Please kindly just say something on the chat. But we're over 90 on the call. Amazing. Let's keep it rolling. So maybe we'll wait for about like 5 to 10 minutes to allow others join. Oh, okay. Please, can you make a comment on the chat box so that I know? I can just see hands, see a lot of hands, so that you can't hear me, or I'm unable to unmute you right now so that we don't disrupt the program. Oh, thank you so much, sir. CG Odewale, I see your emoji. Thank you very much. Okay, so I just assume like everybody can hear me. Okay, for those who are just joining, I'll do my introduction again. My name is Olaito Oladimiji, and I am so excited to be moderating tonight's session from A to Z because of our amazing speaker. Today, we are going to be talking about effective communication writing for public service professionals. And as we all know, I earlier stated that minute writing, communication, effective submission is a core communication tool that we use in civil service. I am so excited to be. Thank you very much, Doctor. Okay, yes, you can hear me. I am excited to be moderating this session. While we're doing just that, please kindly fill the attendance link. It's being dropped. I'm going to drop it again. Oh, apologies. I just got a message now that the chat box has been blocked. Okay, we are going to resolve that immediately. Thank you so much, sir, for calling my attention to that. Okay, I guess that's why a lot of people cannot make comments. Okay, so I'm sure our admin is working on that. Okay, so we're just going to proceed to today's session. Why we're trying to do just that? One second. Okay. I want to really know why the chat was blocked. We're working on it. Admin, please, can you help me rectify? Oh, okay. Okay, I think somebody is, somebody can make comments. Okay, so can we send our emojis again? Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so we can now start filling the attendance and we are going to go straight into today's session. But before we do that, we know our mantra, public service HR mentorship series, shaping HR and elevating public service. So shaping HR, this is our usual mantra, and I believe every one of us should know all of this because it just sort of make us very professional and also help in our day-to-day activities at work. Shaping HR in the civil service is developing HR professionals who are knowledgeable, strategic. Sorry. Okay. I'm going to go through that again. Public Service HR Mentorship Series, Shaping HR and Elevating the Public Service. Shaping HR is developing HR professionals who are knowledgeable, strategic, and impactful in their roles. Elevating public service. When HR is well structured and efficient, it directly improves the quality of public service. So today, I am going to be introducing our facilitator tonight. Thank you. Thank you, sir. So I'm going to be introducing our facilitator tonight. Our facilitator tonight is no other person than our amazing host, our amazing pioneer, our amazing father, a friend. His name is Dr. Okudero Bolabo. I'm going to be reading his short profile. Dr. Okudero Bolabo Omoni is a seasoned administrator and HR professional in the Lagos State Public Service. He holds a BSc in Economics and an MPA from Lagos State University, an MSc in Industrial Relations and Personnel Management from the University of Lagos, and a PhD in Human Resource Management and Industrial Relations from the Lagos State University. He has also earned a certification in HR, Human Resource Management from Cornell University, USA, and recently completed a certification in Human Resource Analytics. Currently, the board secretary of the Lagos State Christian Pilgrims Welfare Board, Dr. Okudero is a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Management and Leadership, USA, and a member of CIPM, NITAD, and NIM. He is the pioneer of the Public Service HR Mentorship Platform, a trainer, a facilitator, an anchor dedicated to shaping a new generation of value-driven HR, or value-driven, high-performing public servants. Please, can we throw our emojis and welcome Dr. Bolabo as he takes over from me. Good evening, Doctor, and thank you so much for joining us tonight as the facilitator. Thank you. See the emojis coming in.
Thank you, Olaiton. Thank you very much. I'm so glad. I'm so happy to be here again this evening. You know, this is what we like doing, coming on board every fortnight to share idea, to share what we know, and deliver. Okay, so once again, thank you, Olaiton. Thank you, everyone. You're welcome to Public Service HR Mentorship Series. We will be looking at effective submission writing for public service professionals. Public service professionals. This topic is apt. This topic is on point. we will look at it together, and we will share ideas together, and we will definitely get better on our duties. So before we go into the message for today, the session for today, let me quickly say this. And normally I go through my opening remarks, my opening charge, but of recent, I have listened to a lot of comments regarding dropping the ball. If you have listened to Kapo in recent times, you will have been hearing her saying HR is dropping the ball. But this time around, I don't want to limit it to HR, although we will be talking through HR platform, but I want to address the whole public service in general as regard what we are witnessing in the recent time, which means we are dropping the ball. And what does it really mean to drop the ball? It's there for us to see. It means failing to carry out a duty, responsibility, or commitment, often due to carelessness, lack of follow-up, poor communication, or inadequate supervision. It reflects a lapse in what? In accountability that can affect service delivery and organizational credibility. So I want to ask, why should we drop the ball? We shouldn't drop the ball. Even from this moment onward, we should try as much as possible not to drop the ball. Even once the ball gets to you, keep running. Peradventure, the balls might have one way or the other slipped from your hand through one of these causes, through one of these reasons. Sometimes if we don't have adequate time management, if you have poor time management, you can drop the ball. Failure to follow up on assignment, you can drop the ball. Inadequate communication between department or unit, you will definitely drop the ball. Lack of supervision and role clarity, you will drop the ball. Complacency or negligence, you will drop the ball. Overconfidence or distractions, you will drop the ball. Ignoring reminders or deadlines. When you lack teamwork or collaboration, absence of proper documentation, failure to delegate appropriately, you will drop the ball. So while we're here this evening, we don't want to drop the ball anymore. We want to move with the ball. We want to run with the ball, with the ball. We want to deliver on our assignments. And if care is not taken, look at what will happen if we are dropping the ball. Look at it. There will be delay in service delivery. There will be loss of trust and credibility. And what do the citizenry need from us? What do our colleagues need from us, if not our trust and our credibility? Staff demotion or frustration. Why should somebody be demoted, or why should somebody be frustrated? Because you are dropping the ball. There will be wastage of public funds and efforts. Negative public perception of agency. Can you imagine? Breakdown of coordination and workflow. Apologize and take corrective action when errors occur. So let's prevent this. Let's prevent this. And how do we prevent? We prevent by maintaining personal, departmental, and task trackers. Communicate progress and challenges promptly. I remember the last time Mrs. Hamza was there on this platform. She said, who are we leaving the service for? The last time Kapo was here, Kapo was saying, we are dropping the ball. So I'm appealing to all of us on this platform. And this is one of the reasons why we have this kind of platform. There are other platforms also, so that we will not drop the ball again. As HR professionals, as director, admin, and HR. The last time we were here, there was a generalization of position that some director, admin, and HR were not actually prepared. No, we are prepared. We are only dropping the ball. Some of us are dropping the balls. So we don't want to drop the balls anymore. We want to keep the ball. In case the ball has dropped from your hand, please keep it up and keep running with the ball. Because accountability is not about never making mistake. No, not at all. Accountability is not about never making mistakes. It's about owning that mistake, learning fast, preventing it from repeating itself. That is what accountability is all about. So I appeal to all of us on this platform. I appeal to us. Please, let's make sure that we are not dropping the ball. Directors, admin and HR practitioners, senior, downline, please, let's be up and doing. Let's get up and do the needful from our side. And I see a better public service. A better public service. I see it. It's happening even in our time. It's not going to be after we might have gone. No, in our time, I'm seeing a better public service. Public service that the citizenry will be proud of. The public service that the citizenry will be will gain their trust. That's the service I am dreaming of, and I will witness it. And I believe you too want to witness that kind of service. So that is my opening charge for today. Let not drop the ball anymore. Please check yourself, look inward, and see what you can do never to drop the ball again. So I want to drop the curtain of this opening charge here at this moment, and then we'll now dive straight into today's assignment. Today's assignment, we'll be looking at how to write effective submission. Effective submission. The content is here. We'll have what is submission, purpose of a submission, benefit of effective submission, how to master submission writing, component of an effective submission, skills that we need for effective submission writing. But I want to drop this note. All that I will be saying henceforth as we go into this teaching, into this facilitation, will be more of my experiences in service, right from level 8 to what I am now. Those people that I might have met in the service, that might have worked, that might have directed me, giving me assignments here and there. These are the experiences that I will be sharing, that I'll be sharing with us this evening. In the course of my journey in the service, I've worked with leaders and I've also worked with bosses. Okay, I've learned a lot of styles in dealing with different issues in the service. I've learned a lot. And I've also learned how to talk and how not to talk in the service. You can imagine, how can you be in a place for almost 20, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 5 years and you won't learn? You must learn. The institution must pass through you as well. Also passing through the institution. I was also learned how to write and not to write. Okay, I've learned how leaders relate with subordinate, that is our downlines. I've learned a lot about that. I must tell you, there is huge difference with a leader and a boss. There is what? Huge difference between a leader and a boss, and this is a topic for another day. Difference between who is a boss, who is a leader, is another thing entirely for another day. So, as we dive deeply now into this topic, I want to also say that what I'm saying now is not cast in stone. No, it's going to be as a result of what I've learned in the service, the way I've been able to expose myself to learning as I was growing or as I'm growing in the service. So I've been able to see that there is need for us to look into this topic. So I'm making a note that what I'm going to give, the template or whatever I'm going to say, is not cast in stone. It can be thrown away. You can decide not to agree with what I'm saying. You can also amend it. You can also take it hook, line, and sinker. And anyone you want to do, all I need to do this evening is for me to pass knowledge. And I hope I'm not going to pass knowledge that is not useful. That is just my submission this evening. So I want to say that apart from having your mouth and the opportunity to use your mouth to probably show how relevant you are wherever you have found yourself, you know, sometimes you use our mouth to say, okay, this, and by the time you are talking, people will want to say this is a voice of reasoning, and somebody wants to pay attention with what you are saying. And then how many places will you be able to open your mouth to talk? How many places will you be able to use your mouth to talk in the service? So one of the ways to also talk where you will not be able to open your mouth, where you won't be physically, is through submission. So it will be through submission that you have been writing in your office. So if you are good, let me put it that way, if you are good, nobody is born to be a submission writer. No, you learn during the journey in the service. You learn probably even from where you might have worked before. So mouth is good to defend who you are. Mouth is good to showcase how good you are. But your submission is also another way through which you can show how good you are in the service. So what then is submission? What then is submission? Submission in the public service or administrative context is a submission. A submission is a formal written document prepared by an officer or a department to present information, make a case, or seek what? Approval from higher authority. Written document. And that's the submission for you. Written document. Sometimes, as we go along the facilitation along this series, you discover that submission is also called a memo. It is usually written in memo format and addressed to a superior officer, permanent secretary, or approving authority. So your submission must definitely be in written form. So when you talk and say, this is my submission, fine. It's not written. It's a submission. That means you are trying to say this is your position. But when it is submission in the public service or administrative context, it has to be in writing. It has to be in writing. And what you are doing is for you to present information. You want to make a case or seek approval from higher authority. Are we there? So, purpose of a submission: to obtain approval for a policy, program, or expenditure. And this expenditure or the program or the policy that we are talking about must have been deliberated upon. You must have discussed with your boss, okay? The expenditure we are talking about must have been budgeted for. And if it's not budgeted for, you will have discussed with your superior. And probably your superior will know how to get the fund. Peradventure, it was not budgeted for. So, to report progress or outcome of an issue, to report, sometimes you are in an office, something happened, and you are reporting to your boss, to your leader, and your leader is saying, no, please put it in writing. Let's formalize it. Let's put it in the file. This is what submission is all about. You are reporting progress. You are also reporting an issue. To seek guidance or clarification on administrative matters. I remember very well that when I got to my new office, I wanted to come up with some ideas here and there. It's not by mouth. So I needed to go to my principal. And we discussed it, and he said, please put it in writing so that I can approve it. No, because of the future, anything can happen. Who authorized you? Who authorized you? And you can always say, it was approved, sir. Please bring the file. You bring out the file, and they will say, what were you doing when you were approving? That's another story. But you have gotten the approval first. So it's important to get clarification. You can even seek guidance on some issues, and you put up your submission. And the last one there is to justify a proposal with what? Evidence, cost, and implication. We know this is the main thing in the service. You want to get something done, and it's going to cost you money. You will need to come up with a memo. You need to come up with a submission, and that submission must receive approval before other things, before the money will now be available for spending. Okay, so let's go ahead. Let's quickly look at benefit of writing effective submission. So you must write submission. There's no two ways about this, especially HR officers. So when you master the act, the mastery of writing submission, there will be self-confidence. And what I'm trying to say here is not that you are going to be proud. No. You and I know that in life, generally, in every endeavor we find ourselves, there should be self-confidence. If there is no self-confidence, then there will be self-doubt. If there is self-doubt, there'll be inner critics. All of these things will not give room for you to perform maximally. So if indeed you know how to write submission, then there will be self-confidence. There will be self-confidence. Please, can I just confirm that somebody is hearing me so that it won't be only me talking to myself? Please.
Yes, doctor, we can hear you.
All right, thank you, Olaiton. Thank you so much. So there will be self-confidence. And the next one, you will definitely command respect. You're not going to request respect. You will command it. You will definitely command it. I wouldn't know how many officers have given handshake because of impressing me with perfect submission. Maybe I should not say perfect, but good submission. And I was impressed. And the next thing is for me to stretch my hands to say, wonderful, good, this is good. And then if you are coming up with good submissions like that, and your guys knows what he's doing or what she's doing, you must be respected. It's not, this is not about showing favoritism. No. You know what to do per time when it comes to submission writing, when it comes to putting up memo. And we will get there to see how we can actually get these things done. But we are only looking at why you must master the act of writing submission. It's key for us as admin officer, as admin and HR officers, very key for us to write submission. And then I want to say this, probably maybe on self-confidence. I should just draw a bit back on that. I've met several officers, several HR officers that will come to me and say, Okudero, this thing, me, I don't know it, it's you that will be doing this, or it's me that will be helping us. But you see, that can help. For how long? Because when we patch, a time will come. I believe that a time will come and everything will be shown. And people, it will be evidence, it will be too obvious to colleagues that and it's not that you cannot do it. You can actually do it. It all requires the skills that we will look at the end of by the time we are drawing the curtain of today's teaching close. So he's going to give you respect. You will command respect. You will command respect. So I'm talking to somebody on this platform, on this call this evening, that you don't need to request respect. You don't need to fight for it. All you need to do is just to step up, and learn this thing that we call submission writing. Don't shy away. Don't run away from it. Don't cover. You don't need to cover. And for how long will you cover? So it's better you come out of your shell and grab this thing and know how to do it. And next one is it will open new opportunities for you. It will definitely, new opportunities will open. All is required is for one or two ogas to know that you can do this thing. And that will be it. That will be it. Do I need to tell my own story about all these things we are talking about? No. But what I'm saying is a result of experiences that I've gathered in service. So when you master the act of writing good submission, effective submission, new opportunities. You'll be required there, you'll be required here, you'll be required there. And this is not a matter of making boast. No, please. We are in a call where we are to learn. We are learning here, and I'm also going to learn at the end of this presentation, because there will be room for contributions, there will be room for amendment, correction here and there. But I know from experience that if you know how to write effective submission, good memo, there will be opportunities here and there. I mean, in this service. Then last one, probably for this time constraint, you become an asset. You will definitely become an asset. Am I talking to somebody here? You will become an asset. In fact, it will be difficult for principals to release you before you are taken out of any ministry or any MD. They will have consulted principals before someone like you will be taken away. In fact, it will be higher ground. It will definitely be higher ground. So if you don't have mouth to go all around the service, you should be able to use your submission, to showcase the gift of God upon your life. So this topic we are looking at today is how will I put it, is one of the ways to showcase yourself in the service. I believe somebody is grasping what we are saying here. We are not making mouth here. We are talking to ourselves because of the fact that who are we leaving the service for? Who are we leaving the service for? So let's continue. How then do we master this act of submission writing? How? It's very simple. Number one, you will read extensively on submission writing. Yeah, I will share an experience with you here. Do you know that I've read a lot of submissions written by Mr. Bangboye? I've read a lot of submissions written by blessed memory, Mr. Ayo, Mr. Baba, what's this man's name? Baba Ayola, is it not Ayola? He's late now. I've read a lot of submissions written by Mr. Aribi, Mr. Brimo, Mrs. Odejaye, Mrs. Adekonye. I've read a lot. In fact, during Mrs. Adekonye, I learned a lot about 5 minutes. A lot. Different terms, different jargons. So as I was once I lay my hands on their submissions, on files that these people might have treated before, I will bury myself in the submission. I will look at how they were matching paragraph with paragraphs, opening context, what they were using. And I was using that to get myself prepared. So what am I saying is this, that when you get to a new office, take hold of files, read files, go back into files and read. Look at the tones, look at public service tones used, public service language used in those files. Then you begin to also learn. You begin to learn. And when you have read, you can't, I'm sure you know that you can't finish reading anyway. Then you now begin to practice submission writing. You begin to practice submission writing. By the time we get to the skills that we will need, you will see how we need to leverage AI. We will get there. But you need to practice it. And because you know practice make perfect, only the doer learns. If you don't do, if you learn through reading and you are not doing, then I bet, I tell you, that knowledge will not last long, because you are not actually putting into practice. Putting submission writing into practice is the key. Rack your brain. Tell yourself you can do it. Break it down paragraph by paragraph. We are getting there. And you begin to say, okay, if I get to this paragraph, what will I say? You know what you want to do. What you want to do will determine the kind of thought, the line of thought that will be going through your mind. What you want to write on. What you want to write on will determine the flow of the thoughts that you'll be having in your mind. So you can do it. We can do it. Practice makes perfect. Practice makes what? Perfect. So I'm saying that let's now delve into the component of submission. A good submission follows a structured layout to ensure, number one, to ensure clarity, to ensure professionalism and effective communication. So when you are writing submission, you should be clear enough. And you will see here that submission does not follow vocabularies. Can you see? It's not there. It's not there. So you don't need vocabularies to put up effective submission. You don't need it. All you need is clarification. Let what you are writing be clear enough. Let your thoughts be flowing. What you are presenting be flowing, and the the authority, what's it called? The people that will append signature on that submission, that will grant approval. Yes, let me put it that will grant approval. You will be so happy reading your submission, reading what you have put on paper, because you are so clear, it's flowing, and they know where you are going. And it has to be done in a professional way. Professionalism is key here. And what we are talking about professionalism here is you are using your language. You're using your language to write the submission. For instance, HR jargons, you are putting it. Engineers are writing, you put it. Those terms that will make your job, that will make your submission look professional. And let your communication be effective. What you are writing, let's paragraph 1 follow paragraph 2 follow 1, 3 follow 2, 4 follow 3, and subsequent ones like that. So each component has a specific role in helping the approving authority understand the issue. They need, approving authority needs to just do what? Understand what you are talking about. If not, I don't know, maybe you have experienced it before. Can I talk about Mrs. Odeja when I started this journey? I remember the first assignment that this woman gave me. A proposal came in, and I just joined service. That was September 1999. I just joined service, and she said, go and summarize this proposal. I was sweating. I don't know if she can still remember. I was sweating, but I was able to deliver, even, not professionally, not to the standard, but I was able to present something. I presented something, and she said, "Yes, you are almost you are at least you have a thought. Your thought flew from paragraph 1 to 2, even if it was just 2 or 3 paragraphs I wrote that day on that proposal." Do you understand? So you must write, and approving authority must be able to understand it. They should be able to evaluate the request and make informed decision. Or because you have written clearly, they know what you want, they know what you need, they know the cost, they know all of those things. They have what's it called? Vote of charge, everything intact. Then they can make informed decision. If not, they will send your file back and ask you to discuss. But you see, most times it's better for us to discuss before submission. Discussion before submission is very key. It's very key, and from there you will have gotten what your principal will be expecting from you. Okay, so let's look at the components now. And for instance, we know in service we use what's it called? Minuting sheet. That mint green paper, foolscap mint green paper. That's what we use in the service for our submission. And this is just, I don't know, maybe we are saying it's just an example of how submission look like. And the first thing to be done is file number stroke page number. File number stroke page number. The file number or page number is usually placed at the right-hand corner of the submission for easy tracking and referencing. So you see on the right-hand side, you can see page 13 here, and on the left-hand side here, you see where the minuting sheet is being punched. So it has been punched there. And remember very well that the edge that will rest on the on the file, that will rest inside the file, is the edge that you will punch. The one that will be outside, facing outside, is where you will number. Why? If you put your page number on your left-hand side here, possibility of you punching that particular number on that paper is very high. So you don't put your the number of that particular minuting sheet or that particular submission on your left hand side. It should be on your right hand side, and it serves as a unique identifier in official records, ensuring that the key documents can be located quickly in the future. So can you see why you must page? Can you see why you must put file number? And you know that file number is is called the policy number or index number, putting together, and you are having your file number. And your file number is key here. It's very, very key. Did I say file number? Yes, very, very key, because it's that file number that you will use to trace this file at any point in time. So paging is very key. That is the first thing. File number, that's the first thing on your submission. Then it will be followed by address through recipient designation. It will be followed by recipient designation. So the address section indicates the designation of the officer who will ultimately endorse or approve the submission. It respects hierarchical protocol, showing the proper channel through which the submission should pass. Can you see now? That's the service for you. For example, if a submission is to be written by a subordinate, not the head of the department now, the submission, the approving authorities will be your director in the department or the head of the unit in that department. It will also go through the permanent secretary and to the commissioner. if this submission is going to Mr. Governor, it will be on top of Mr. Commissioner. Can you see the example of a submission written by a subordinate? But if he's the head of the department, it will just go through the permanent secretary, honorable commissioner. And if he's also going to the Mr. Governor, it will also be up there immediately after Mr. Commissioner. So you can see that address through recipient designation is very key. If he's not there, how would the person endorse? An endorsement simply means, yes, I'm buying into your submission, your request. I'm buying into your report. I'm buying into your proposal. It's good to go. And you will see your principal endorsing it, and then passing it to the next person on the address. The next person might also be the last approving authority, and approval will be granted, or he also endorses and passes it to the next approving authority. So this structure ensures accountability. It ensures what? Proper routing and respect for administrative authority. That's the main issue here that we are, and that's why it has to be properly addressed. I hope somebody is getting what we are talking about here. So the next thing is the heading. Don't forget file number, page number, address. After address, you now come to the heading. Like I said when I started, I said all that I'm saying here is not cast in stone. You can say yes, you can say no. You can amend it, you can throw it away. But we are just sharing knowledge based on what I've seen, what I've known in the service. So the heading should be short, very short, explicit, powerful, capturing the essence of the submission. It must clearly state what the request is about, leaving no room for ambiguity. No ambiguity when you are talking about title. A good heading helps the approving authority immediately grasp the purpose without reading the entire document. Yes. So example of heading, also title, request for the procurement of industrial generator to ensure uninterrupted power supply at the secretariat. To me, I was trying to make this particular title explicit enough, but if it's too long, according to how we have been advised from the beginning that it should be short, if this is long or it's too long, make sure you recast it. Make sure you recast it and make it explicit enough for the approving authority to understand it quick without wasting time. Look at another title, which is proposal for sponsorship of staff to attend a professional training program on leadership and governance. So approving authority that will seize this one will know that, oh, leadership in that department, they need leadership course indeed, and probably good governance course. Let them go for it. But let me just read it, or let me just go to the cost. Let me just go to where would the training be taking place, venue, date, all of those things will be the next thing the approving authority will be looking for. Do you understand? So you must make your topic very, very explicit enough. So let's go on. Component stroke layout of the submission, it continues here. Now, after the title, we now come to the main body of the whole submission. And this main body, this is where the whole message on the subject is being passed across to the recipient. The body of any good submission should not contain more than 7 to 8 paragraphs professionally, which are further broken to different segments for different purposes, such as, look at this one now. The next thing when you are looking at the main body, the first thing you look at is the introduction. Sometimes it could be called the background. Okay, this section briefly outlines the purpose and context of the submission. So here now, you need to sit down and ask yourself, oh, we want to go for training. We want to buy this equipment. We want to do this, we want to do that. Sit down and ask yourself, what would this thing serve? What actually brought about the need for us to buy this equipment? Why are we going for this training? These are the things that will help you to leverage on AI when we get there. So it will also provide the approving, it provides the approving authority with a snapshot of why the submission is being presented. We are talking about the paragraph, introduction now. So this, in this place, in your introductory aspect of your submission, there are so many things that you will have cooked together in your introduction, and the approving authority will have no choice than to say, let me take my time to read this file. This file is flowing. Do you understand? So the approving authority will definitely show interest in giving you the money or the request that you are making in your submission. So the introduction should be clear, concise, and persuasive enough to capture attention. It must capture attention. If not, it will just be thrown to one side. It's like when I'm also marking scripts of students in the university or in our institution. If I see good handwriting, good one, fascinating handwriting, you know what? I will bring them out. I will bring them out. They might even serve as my marking scheme because I will take time in reading because it will flow. The same way your submission should pave way for approval. Your introduction should pave way for approval. What are you putting in your first, your introduction? What are you putting there? Gather information that is useful, that you can use in your introduction. I hope somebody is picking one or two things in what we are saying this evening. The next paragraph is justification stroke benefits. This is where the organization, the person, or the department writing the submission needs to explain the reason why the request, the reason why the proposal, or the recommendation is necessary, logical, and beneficial if approval is granted. Do you understand? So you are justifying this thing that we are asking for. We are not just asking for it for asking sake. We are asking because we have a need for it. And this need, we cannot downplay it. Even if there is no fund now, Mr. Governor, we are asking that we might need to direct the Honorable Commissioner, Economic Planning and Budget, to make funds available because of the need for this submission. For this request. So you remember I said it's justification stroke benefits. That means it also meant for the presentation of overall advantage of such approval. Whatever it's meant for, an organization in particular, it must have positive impact on the Teams Plus agenda. Don't forget that is the hinting in this administration. So for you to write justification that will get my buy-in as the governor who has a Team Plus agenda as a policy trust, you must link that advantage. You must link the request to the Teams Plus agenda. You must. It's a must. So that's why your justification will have meaning. The benefit of that, your request, will also have meaning because you have linked it with the Teams Plus agenda. Very, very key. Policy trust. However, it is important to mention that sometimes it might be necessary to use different paragraphs for justification as well as different ones for benefits, depending on the number of justification and benefits available. Do you understand? I said you can use one paragraph to put your justification and benefits together. But in case you have enough justifications, you have enough benefits, you can spread the paragraphs. But taking cognizance of the fact that you are targeting 7 or 8 paragraphs, at most 9, so that your submission will not be too lengthy and approving authority will be discouraged. No. So your justification and benefit can be separated, but take cognizance of the lengthy aspect of it. And after you might have justified the need, you have also presented the benefit. Will it cost us anything? We want to know. Will it cost the government any amount? That's the next paragraph where cost implication will be stated. The next paragraph will be for the presentation of the cost implication for the request, as the case may be. As the case may be simply means that there are some submissions that will not need cost. For instance, you are making a report on progress. There is no need for cost in there. Or it depends on whatever you are writing. That's why I say, as the case may be. There are submissions that do not have cost implication. However, where there is need for cost implications, the writer must be very careful in calculating stroke arriving at figures. We need to be very, very careful. When it comes to figure, we need to be very, very careful, because if you make mistake in quoting wrong figures, hey, and you have approval already, or you over quoted and you have approval already, it can be dangerous. So we need to be very careful. And at this level, one of the skills that we need in writing submission, I need to bring it to fore here. This is where you relate well. You relate well with your planner. You relate well with your accountant. Account session, you relate well. This area, they might need to help us out. They might need to help us out. And the next paragraph is recommendation. Sometimes some submissions may require the writer to come up with recommendations. It may be that the writer is recommending how the government can save money, make use of another government agency to execute the assignment, as the case may be. This is where the relevance of the request to the request must be attached also or be linked to the Themes Plus agenda, and it will be reiterated and be justified again in recommendation when you get to recommendation. And the next paragraph will now be prayer. This session is mostly divided into 2: notes and the main prayer. Note simply means you are doing summary of what you have said in the beginning, but is now going to be summarized. Note that if this is done, note that we are doing this for the first time. Note that this and this will happen. And if after you might have presented what you have said, saying what you have said before during notes, it is time. It is now for you to now say that based on the above notes that you have stated, you are requesting that Mr. Governor should do this, that your approving authority should do this to consider what you have presented and approve the release of this so amount, though that's so request, or prayer should be sent, directive should be sent to the agency anyhow if it's collaboration, but make sure that you present your prayer in a way that the approving authority will say, yes, this person knows what he or she is saying. And the last one there is for us to, is for us to say the source of funds. Here also, the relevant vote of charge must be stated as well as the current balance as at the day of the submission, except if it's at the beginning of another budgetary year that you will put the budgetary provision. And I'm going to say it again, consult your planner here for relevant votes and account for balance. Yes, planner for relevant votes, account for vote balance. So concluding aspect, where you conclude, this segment has to do with rounding up of the submission by doing the needful, which involve the underlisted. When you are done, your signature comes first. Or you say submitted for further directive or for further whatever, full stop. Your signature, your name, your designation, dates, reference number, if it's not up there, you put it here, your page number and the file number also will be here. I hope I've been able to make one or two clarifications as to how submission be written. So we need these skills. We need it. The skills needed, okay, to write effective submission. In the process of meeting different types of leaders in the service, I have discovered that we need this conceptualization or initialization skill. We need it. Some know how to start, but they can't complete. I mean, they can't conclude. Some know how to conclude, they cannot start. So, but we need the skills anyway. You conceive idea. And if you are not a critical thinking person, you might not be able to come up with concepts. You might not be able to do that. So you need to think critically. You need to think critically. You engage your brain. You engage it, and it will help a lot. You need that skill, critical thinking. And how do you do your critical thinking? For me, I like to be alone, especially in the morning time, and I have assignment in the office. I will be thinking critically. How would this thing be implemented? How would this thing be done? You know? And if you are too busy, you might not be able to do critical thinking. Or you are too lousy within, you might not be able to do critical thinking. You must be silent within. You must keep quiet within before you can do critical thinking. And you need relational and interpersonal skill too. For instance, if you are not relating well with your colleagues in the office, how will you get relevant vote of charge from the planner? If you are not relating well, how will you get balance that you need in that particular vote? Even if you're not relating well, how will you gather information here and there? Who will say this submission is good? Who will you ask for help? So you need that skill. You need to relate well. You need to relate well. Who even know who is there on this call that knows tomorrow, that can determine tomorrow? Who? Nobody. So we need to relate with. And remember, if you check very well on daily basis, is inside our office that we spend more of the hours in the day in our office. So we need to relate well so that we can deliver well. Then you need the skill, the writing skill. So this one, you cannot downplay it. This skill, writing skill, you need to begin to write. And here, I will now incorporate the use of AI. Whether we like it or not, Before AI, before the advent of AI, we'll be doing the racking of the brain ourselves. But now, and that's why sometimes AI might not be able to do the racking for you, but AI might be able to help you do some grammatical errors and make your submission perfect. But here, you also need AI. For instance, you want to write submission. You know what you are asking for. All you need to do is just to figure out your paragraphs. Okay, introduction. You might just write introduction on a paper, and you now scribble something under your introduction that or background. Before now, this is the situation for instance, I want to write request for purchase of generator in an office situated in any of the blocks within the first secretariat. For the past should I say 1 and a year? Close to a year now, no light. So that's the background information that the approving authority will need to grant me approval. To put up my paragraph, my introduction. You need to paint a picture that once the approving authority will read, they will know, this thing, there is need for it. So you might need to just put something on paper, then go to your justification and benefit. Also think about what will be the justification for writing this submission. What will the office or the person gain? What will be the benefits that this person would derive in this particular request? And follow the paragraphs sequentially like that. Put something under it. Then you now take what you have scribbled on your paper. Now put it on AI. Okay? And I tell you, because you have helped AI with your thoughts, where you are, that's what they call prompting. That's where you are going. You now need to now upload, or what's it called? You type in. When you type in, you will see what AI will bring for you. Now, you now go back and look at it one after the other. Does this one look like your thoughts? This one that AI has come up with for you, does it look like your thoughts? If not, you can recast it. You change the tone. You change the tone until you can take that paragraph again, throw it back, ask for better presentation, ask for better perspective, and you will see that, yes, you have another version of that particular paragraph or loaded one, and so on, and so on, and so forth like that. Mind you, don't forget that AI cannot get vote of tithe for you. Don't forget that AI cannot get the balance for you. So you need to do all of these things by relating well with your colleagues in the office. Then you need to communicate. Communicate well is another skill that we need. You need to communicate very, very well in the office. No ambiguity. For instance, this morning, we were to go for official assignment. Do you know that the pilot in our office said, I did not tell him? And I said, how come? I told you. But there was gap in the process of communicating. There was gap. And that gap almost cost us. But because of who I am, I didn't drop the ball. I drove my colleagues down to the destination because I will never drop the ball. And if peradventure the ball drops from my hand, I will close my eyes and pick the ball quick, and I'll continue to run, because accountability is not about not making mistakes. You make mistake, own your mistake, learn fast, and then you continue with the assignments. And that's what we are talking about. So I will have presented a format of submission, but because I love to do practical, maybe another time we will do practical and see how all that I've said can be played out, and for us to see that indeed we can actually write submission, an effective one with the help of AI. So I want to say on this note, thank you so much for listening. In case we have questions, we have input here and there, deletion, addition. Now the time is.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Thank you so much. What an incredible session that was. So I'm sure every one of us has learned from that beautiful and brilliantly delivered presentation. You know, you didn't just share information. I see everybody throwing their emojis here. You shared wisdom from, deep experience. Your breakdown with effective communication is so apt, and we're grateful for that. From the understanding of what submission is to how to actually start writing one. You have shown that writing isn't just an administrative task. It's actually a skill of influence, I would say. Thank you very much for that. Please, if you have questions, kindly raise your hand. Thank you so much. Keep the emojis coming in. Yes, thank you. The submission is really detailed. I agree. I agree with every one of us. And please, we are trying to actually ascertain how many people attended. We can see over 200 people are on the call tonight, but we have over 50 or so on the attendance. So please kindly help us fill the attendance. I can't see any hands raised up. I'm sure Doctor did an amazing job because it's not easy explaining it very clear and very relatable. But if you have questions and you want to clarify, please kindly raise your hand. Oh, yes, you did. I love that. Okay, I can see one hand raised up here. Mrs. Fumilayo, I am going to ask you to unmute yourself so you can ask your question. Kindly unmute yourself.
Very much, Doctor. Very wonderful delivery. Thank you so much. I've learned so much tonight. Not quite long, I attended a particular seminar on submission writing, and the lecturer told us, the facilitator rather told us that there's no need to finish with submitted for further directives because your boss already requesting for your opinion, wants to know your opinion about a particular thing, about the proposal. So you have the final say. It's just for your boss to put in one or two things and to add one or two things. There's no need to finish it up by saying submitted for further directives. I don't know. I want to know what's your own idea about this. Should we just remove submitted for further directives, or can we just write submitted for approval, please? So we should just
okay. Let me just say this. This particular submission, this particular line, will it in any way affect what you have said in the beginning? No. So if you put it, fine. If you don't put it, no worry. But the main thing is make sure you have said something meaningful at the beginning of your submission, and the main body of your submission to the end. So if you like, put submitted. If you like, don't put submitted. Just get approval. I said it from the beginning that it's not cast in stone. It's just that we have to just come out and say the way we have learned it over the years. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I'm sure that was very relatable. Okay, there's a question on the chat box from Anjorin Adibola, which says, what department is responsible for the final vetting of the submission prepared by a department or unit before it's forwarded to the permanent secretary for approval and onward transmission to Mr. Governor? Did you get that, sir?
What department? Final what?
What department is responsible for final vetting of a submission prepared by a department?
I know that this question is loaded. Is only olóyún sínú dáadáa.
Yes.
Àwọn kan ti ń sọ pé àwọn làwọn máa vet, àwọn kan sọ pé àwọn kan làwọn máa vet. But you see, that was why I was saying that relational skill is key here now. Okay, it's very, very key. I wouldn't want to say but if it's a unit, you know, there are some units that are directly under the permanent secretary. So if you have a discussion with your principal, I don't see reason why you should take that submission to another department. I do not see reason for that. And if you are in a department where you are now writing submission for the head of the department, I think the head of the department can actually be the final the person that will look into it, except in a situation where you relate very well, and you now need what's it called? The input of probably admin. You can say, admin, please come and help us check this thing. Or if it's professional ministry, you can say, head of this department, come and help us look at this submission. And that is all I can say about that. But for other ulterior reasons for this question, I might not be able to answer that question, except I've been able to answer it to your taste. Thank you for that question, please.
Thank you very much, Doctor. Quite explicit. Okay, we have another question. Under the notes, most writers usually copy the entire paragraph earlier. Is it okay to express the notes with lines like invited to note paragraph 1 to 3 above? That's the first question.
Okay. Can I answer that?
Okay, yes, you can answer that.
You are just saying that you are referring, for instance, Mr. Governor, to go back to and read paragraph 1. No, you don't do that. You summarize. What it's not about paragraph by paragraph now. No, it's not about. It's about salient points that peradventure Mr. Governor or that approving authority might not have time to read through. So do like summaries, okay, so that you are drawing his attention to the notes that you are saying that if he can do this will happen, not necessarily paragraph by paragraph. And don't say note paragraph 1. No, just bring out salient points and you move on. The next question.
Thank you very much. Okay, so the second question by the same person is, the closing endorsement, must it be on the left or right hand side, i.e. the name, designation, signature, and dates?
Well, because it's memo, because it's submission, it should be on the left. Down.
Okay. Thank you very much. There's also another question from Oyinda Martins. Sir, I would like to ask, when starting a submission, which is correct? Is it the above subject refer or the above subject refers?
Above subject refers. Subject without S. Above refers, please. Is that English now? Refer.
Okay.
Or
Okay.
pages 1 to 2 refer. Page 1 refers. You know, what's it called? Concord.
Okay, grammatical errors. Okay. There's also another question here. With due respect, sir, I observed that one of the titles you used as example for a particular submission bore the full stop punctuation at the end, and I personally feel that it may not be necessary.
Okay, good. No problem.
Okay, I think that was from a sample that you gave. Okay, another question is, do we need to add subtitles like introduction and justification, etc.?
Well, for me, I really don't like it. I didn't grow like that. I didn't grow in service like that. I really don't like it. But if you put it and you are making sense, you are making, you are writing effective submission, you are putting up powerful point that can convince the authority. Why not? Why not?
Okay.
Next.
I can't see any other question again. I can't see any other question anymore.
Okay.
So I think it's time for us to close the curtain right here. But before we do that, the Public Service HR Mentorship Series is coming up with something big. And I want us to watch out for that. By the way, I also want us to give, oh, thank you so much. Someone just dropped a comment. Thank you so much for a wonderful delivery and highly informative session. Oh, okay, I can see questions dropping in. Okay, Dr. Sir, please let's answer this question. Do I have your permission, sir?
Go ahead, go ahead.
Okay. What is the public service rules implication if costing eventually does not meet up due to inflation?
You write for our variation, you ask for additional fund, but you must be able to justify it. And justification here is not things that you will cook up. No. Evidence for you to defend the additional cost you are asking for.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. I see someone okay, I think I see another. Okay, that's not a question, is it? Thank you. Okay, so please can every one of us show some emojis, to appreciate this thing. We're not paying for it. It's actually free. And, it takes a lot for our facilitators to just put up all of this together. For we that we are young in civil service, we are so lucky, we are so blessed to have platforms like this, because submission writing is a means of communication that you can't even learn on ChatGPT. You can't learn with AI. You have to be very practical and very relatable while writing. So thank you so much, Doctor. And I'm going to unmute everyone right now to say our happy thank you message to our amazing doctor here tonight. Is such a wonderful person, is such a wonderful teacher, a facilitator, a trainer, per excellent. Thank you so much for this. So I'm going to unmute everyone. Are we ready? Are we ready? 1 second.
Can I say this before the...
Oh, okay, sir. Yeah, you have the floor.
I want to... Do you know that it's still surprising that we have close to 1,000, more than 1,000 here on this platform, and then we are having just 300 and something who have subscribed on our YouTube channel. Is it that we don't want to learn? Is it that we don't know how to subscribe? Sorry to say that. So I'm wondering. So I want a better response. I want a better, I want an improvement. Anyway, let me put it that way. Let's go to our YouTube channel. Watch it. This one will be posted tomorrow by the grace of God. Let's listen to it and listen and listen and listen. And I want to assure you that we would definitely get better. We will leave this service for our dying lines in a better and reformed manner by His grace. So we are doing something that we want to use to get better on daily basis. So we should just try as much as possible to take advantage of what we have. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the call.
And I'll just add that the YouTube channel is on. We're going to share the link again on our WhatsApp. Feel free to go back there at every point in time. Even me, I go there every day to just, learn 1 or 2. We can also dedicate 1 hour of our time, maybe 1 hour in a week. It helps you learn faster. It helps you learn and understand a lot of things. Like I said, knowing how to do stuff is actually a skill of influence. It actually helps you to go bigger and better every day. Learning is continuous, and I hope that we also get to imbibe that culture in everything that we do. Thank you so much, Doctor, once again. And it's time to actually say the big thank you. I'm going to unmute everybody now. So we would sing a happy thank you message. Okay, so you can unmute yourself, please. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much.
God bless you,
Much.
sir.
Really appreciate you. God bless you. Appreciate it.
Very much,
Every
sir.
bit of Ogudero, I'm
Thank
proud
you,
of
sir.
you.
God bless you.
Thank you. This is very,
Thank you
very
so
nice.
much.
Thank you very
Appreciate you,
much.
sir.
Thank
That
you.
was
Thank
bad.
you.
We
God
appreciate
bless
you.
you.
So much, Doctor. You're too much.
Thank you, sir. Hey, salute to my guys. Guys, I
God
doing
bless
salute.
you
Thank you,
too.
sir.
God
You
bless you.
doing salute
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, everyone.
to
Thank you
my
so much
salute.
for joining.
God perfect everything that concerns
We love you, sir.
I love you,
Amen.
baby. How are you?
So prayers. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for
We
the
wish
thank you.
everyone
Along with
a
continued
happy.
blessings, more
Amen.
power.
Amen. 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 Amen.
Thank you.
Have an
Thank you.
amazing week. Thank you so much for joining us on this session again.
And thank you,
So much,
Madam
Doctor. You're
Olaiton,
too
too.
Have a
Thank you,
blessed,
Madam.
pleasant
Olaitan.
night.
You're
Show up in
welcome.
your
See
office.
you
Show
next
up in your
week.
office. Show up in your office. Step up in your office. Don't drop the ball, oh.
We are not dropping the ball.
Don't drop the ball, oh.
We are not dropping the ball.
Somebody should say, I won't drop the ball.
We are not dropping the ball.
Please don't drop the ball, oh.
We are not dropping the
Yeah, we are not
ball.
dropping the ball.
Thank you,
Yes.
thank you, thank you, thank
We are
you.
not dropping the ball.
An amazing
Thank you.
week. Bye.
So,
Bye bye. Have a lovely night.
bye, bye.
Bye, everyone. Have an amazing week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Of the empire, of the decree made by the king, that all the children of Adam amongst us should be slaughtered. This order shall be carried out on the eve of the moon. Sounds better.